Hi, my dear ones. Happy new moon in Gemini. And I'm a little bit late on this actually because the new moon happened this morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, so you can adjust for your own time zone. But the new moon has already occurred. Still, we're in the energy of it. We're always in the energy of new and full moon for about, a day before and a day after. So you don't ever have to feel like, oh, I have to do it right at the moment or right on the day. There's always that feeling of, generosity within the universe. It's like you can work with this new moon as you have the time, within that 3-day period and that 3-day window. So the energy will be good for just a little bit longer, and you can soak that in. It really is a really potent new moon. It's just winding up here with feeling like the eclipse season is finally over. We're ending that eclipse season, and then on top of that, we just had the Mars Jupiter conjunction that happened a few days ago. So that was like a big burst of energy. And then Mercury retrograde is about to end in about 4 days, I think. So everything's kind of like shifting, and the energy is really, really changing. And that's, I think, a relief for a lot of us because it has been one heck of a Mercury retrograde and eclipse season. You can kind of look at the eclipse season as happening starting on April 15th. So if you want to look at themes or things that have kind of come up since April 15th, those things are what you've been basically being taught or being shown clarity regarding or gaining wisdom from over the course of this period of time. And I think the Mercury retrograde has just tipped us even deeper into really reflecting and really looking at things in really, intricate, deep, potent ways, which has been tough. I think there's been a lot of emotion on this period of time. So I know a lot of people are feeling it really intensely. So if you have been feeling that, the world events have not helped. There has been a lot of really stressful world events on top of all that. And I think personal stories too, as I talk to people, there's personal stories that have been really, really difficult to navigate through. So if you've been feeling a lot of that, I just want to offer that this new moon, I heard one astrologer describe it as like going off like a rocket. There's like a meteoroid shower tonight. It feels like there's just this like burst of fresh energy. And it's in Gemini on the degree 9. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want to look up where it is in your birth chart, it's Gemini degree 9. And it's a beautiful, beautiful moon. It's in the same sign where Mercury is going retrograde or is doing part of the retrograde action. So there's just a lot of feeling of allowing us to start anew and to find a new beginning here because Mercury is just about to go direct. So anyway, breathe a sigh of relief. Know some new energy is coming in. I think it's still going to be a bit intense, but it's going to be a different kind of intensity. That's my own intuitive take on it. So I don't think, it's going to be like, oh, everything's going to be joy and flowers and and a whole lot of ease coming in. But I think it's going to feel different, and it's going to kind of lift us out of this really murky emotional perusal or just having to work through, some endings and grief. I think some of that is going to be shifting, and it's going to be a new kind of intensity of going forward, of really starting to get things in place. Maybe we've been considering things over the Mercury retrograde that we're like, it's time to put these things in place. For me personally, I'm really looking to get my blog going again, and along with that, a podcast. So I'm hoping for my own self to kind of have some fresh new beginnings and some new starts. So it's a good thing. It's a good energy. So I appreciate all of you following this channel. I appreciate so much you watching this video. If you give it a like or a subscribe, that means the world to me. Helps support the work I'm doing. And if you're wanting to go a little bit deeper into this new moon energy and really understand it for your own life and for your own self, I offer a new moon reading below, as well as some other offerings that I will list. And if that calls to you, I would encourage you to check that out and see if it's something for you. I might even read for you with this deck that I felt really called to use today. Look how fun it is. It flashes. It's the Victorian Romantic Tarot, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. I love the images, and I love that time period, and I think the images will really speak to you all. If you followed my channel for a while, you know that I like to give a little brief astrological overview, and then I like to do a 3-card reading for all of you, just as a gift, just as a support through this time. My heart's desire on my Instagram and here is always just to offer something that you can hold on to, that gives you support, that helps you navigate these times, that gives you an anchor and a reflection to help understand and bring clarity into these crazy, chaotic times in which we are both honored to live, and it is a little bit stressful too. So, just to give you that anchor in the middle of some of these storms that we've been navigating through. So you can pick card 1 or 2 or 3. You can pick 2 of the cards. You can pick all 3 of the cards. You can pick now. You can pick after I do this reading. Really just use this as an exercise to trust your intuition and to decide, what you need for you. You will know the messages that are for you. And if you're watching this, even if it's not the Gemini new moon, this message is for you and you're meant to have it. So, all right, card 1, for those who chose that card, is the Ten of Swords, which is a very potent card and really matches with some of the things I was just saying. There is a feeling in this card of a true ending and something really like releasing you from its grasp, which I think I've come to love the Ten of Swords over the course of time that I've studied tarot. It can get kind of a bad rap that, oh goodness, it's like this card of endings, but I think it's also this relief that you're kind of at rock bottom. You have hit the lowest you're going to go. It's only up from here. And there's this feeling of compassion that, yeah, it has been tough. You've been through the ringer. If you chose this card, things have been rough and you have been taking it one step at a time and you've been navigating some murky, tough territory. You think of even like a volatile emotional ocean crossing, because I'm looking at the ocean image in this card, and just that feeling of like, the waves going over the boat and you've been hoping to make it to shore. And the answer is you have. And it will get better from here. And truly, you will see this time period as really closing off with this new moon and seeing a new beginning and seeing new energy beginning to enter your life and new thoughts, new perspectives, new paradigms helping you to feel hope again, to feel that, things will get better, and they will. So that's a lovely card for those of you that chose that. And it's so pretty in this deck too, so it doesn't look as painful as it does in some decks. Oh, all right, card number 2, for those of you who have chosen card number 2, the card we have here, wow, got some big energy going on today, is the Judgment card. So in this card, we kind of see, some angels and this feeling of like a couple that's feeling some relief, feeling that things are moving forward again. So this card really does come up around a true ending of a cycle, that you really have closed the door on something in your life and you are moving forward. And this can come up around, needing to leave a relationship. Like for some reason, I'm having the word divorce rise up in my heart. So I don't know if there's someone who is considering that, or whether it has happened and you felt like, did I do the right thing? And it's like, yes, you are on the right path. It's a hard path, but you've made the right choice to move on, to serve your authentic self, to be able to emerge and to grow in the directions that you need to. And this could also come up around leaving a job. This can come up around starting a new job. This can come up around, deciding that you need to pursue the path that has been calling your heart. I do find this card comes up around like a calling, like you feel something calling you forward, like you know that you need to move on and move towards what you know that you have wanted to do for a very, very long time. And it's finally come time to leave that path behind, to leave a cycle behind, to leave a story in your life behind and start brand new. So for some of you, it might even be starting a family. So there's a lot of ways this card can show up. It just feels like there is a brand new beginning in the wings for you. So again, echoing that energy of like, this new moon really is a big beginning point. This really feels like, it's just a fresh start. So, all right, for those of you that chose card 3, we got another portal energy going on here. So in this card, we actually see a band playing, but I always think of the Rider-Waite with this one, of a wedding happening. And you think about when you have a wedding or you have, a relationship beginning, you have a completely new life beginning. So I never interpret it as an actual marriage or a wedding or whatever, but I interpret this card as a feeling of moving into a new stage of life. So all 3 cards are saying that you're moving into a new stage. It's going to be slightly different for, the meaning for each of you though, as you've chosen a card. So pay attention to the card you chose, but I love the message kind of coming through for all of us that we are moving forward and we are moving on and we are leaving, this painful, really deep introspective time behind. So, and there's a feeling of joy about this card. It feels like whatever you're entering into, there's a feeling of music and joy and a feeling of lightness and a feeling of being excited about this next step. So some of you may know what this is right away as I'm pulling this card, like, oh yeah, this is happening for me. Or you may not, and it's a promise to you that there is a brand new chapter in the wings, that you're going to be leaving whatever life you've been living behind, that you're going to be either moving house, or you're going to be starting a new relationship, or even a new business venture. So there's a real feeling of starting something brand new and really looking to the future with joy and excitement. So just a lot of hope in these cards, which is really wonderful to see. So thank you so much for following. Like I said, if you want to check out my offerings further, I'll link my Etsy shop below. Follow my Instagram for a free reading every day. I love to do that for everyone. And I am sending you all so many beautiful new moon blessings and joy and fresh beginnings, and wishing you all the best. I will talk to you soon.